we'll play a we'll do a battle. How about this? Yeah, we'll do battle, and let's do a battle to five points. And so now you get to pick whichever car you want, and these are all visible right now. So you just chose thermo, right? You chose nuke. I'll be let's see, I'll be skull. All right. So this is Big Bang. He's kind of slow and big, but gets the job done. So all right. So here we go. So these all got selected, and let's see. Oh, okay, so everybody's good.
Green is red. What does that mean?
Yep. These are teams basically. So it's a free for all. So everybody has their own teams.
Okay.
But you can do team modes. Like I could team up with an AI character against you guys if I wanted to, for example. So this would be a free for all. So it's first to 5 kills basically. And there's also race mode, King of the Hill, time trial, all these other things. So, all right. And so this is what happens when the game starts up. And so in the tournament, there's a commentator that actually comments on the game that's happening. And so these guys you see on your phone, there's actually a track being built where these guys kind of understand the shape of the track, and then once they do, they go and just line up and get ready to play.
When you're racing, can you drive off the track, or does it keep you in to help?
And that's the other thing; it'll keep you in. And I'll show you guys. So I'm going to take the AI guy off, so we can kind of like learn the ropes for a second. You will control your speed with your left thumb. So I'll go ahead and start it. There's a buffer on the edges of the keys going off, and that's what makes it easy for a 5-year-old to play. So even though we're controlling cars, they're helping us a lot. Okay, so if you do absolutely nothing, the cars just kind of like drive themselves, right? Now, if you pull this up and down, you control your speed. See that? So pull down a little bit on the throttle, and you go slower. You see that? Yep. And then you pull it up, you go faster. Now, if you tilt it to the right, left and right, you go towards the inside and outside. So I tilt to the right, I go towards the right side. I tilt to the left, I go towards the left side. And you see how there's a buffer that keeps me going off the edge? It's like a steering wheel, but you're controlling the lateral position. Right? Okay, perfect. So, and if you just kind of keep driving and go the wrong way, it'll kind of flip around, right? So this is a tracking game, so I can kind of pull you in towards me, and then so then I can like go and that was me taking you out there. Sorry about that. All right. So this is your weapons over here, right? So if you and you guys have different weapons. So thermal has kind of like a flamethrower that kind of goes outwards and narrow. This one's wider and shorter. So go ahead and like get behind me and shoot me. So if one of you guys wants to kind of like get behind me on the right side, slow down. Yep. And then shoot. Yep. There you go. And that's basically like. That's basically skill, right? All right.
The idea that
yeah, and it's actually not that hard because, like, you're already not looking at it, right? And when you have multiple weapons, you can swipe and change between them. All right, so I'm gonna put this guy on, and so the moment he starts driving, he's ready to go. So now you're being stalked by an AI controlled car. He's actually and he's pretty nasty. So he's slow, but he's pretty good. And this is actually one of the hardest ones. So I kind of just put on yeah. But you see how I set a track and I'm sucking him in, and if I let go, he starts driving again. So you can. There we go. Nope. So if I can lock the track with me, I can kind of pull the guy in. There's boosts, there's landmines, there's EMPs, there's like all sorts of. That's a big clue. He just took us all out. Yeah, it's we have fun testing sessions. So we basically do like happy hours or like double as like kind of testing games. We have like kind of large scale tournaments. It's really fun. And so I mean it becomes it's actually one of the a lot of people like buying these like offices where it becomes kind of like a fun office game. So it's fun to debug this instead of debugging spreadsheets or something, spreadsheet software. But and so every season, kind of like the number of players, number of kind of games going up, and we do analytics on everything. On Christmas Day, we had 2.8 million games played worldwide. We recorded our things we're finding is that toys traditionally are just for kids, but the reason is not because adults don't like physical things. It's because like toys have never kept up in terms of capability with what they like. About half of our players are adults, and that's obviously part parents, part otherwise. But you see kind of like a big bump of kids from like 5 to 14 or so, and then like starts up again with adults like kind of in the late 20s or so, and it just like stays constant, like in a lower intensity, but like there's like 50-year-olds that play this app that did it all, and this kid nostalgic for their old slot car days or whatever. So that's fun. But you can see that like the moment you have full control of software off of something physical like this, you can do a huge amount. And we're bottlenecked this time with development resources, but and this was just one game without any upgraded cars, without any of the weapons, and so obviously like you go in the garage, and you open up one of these cars, you have all these locked slots, you have additional weapons that you haven't gotten yet, and you explore this stuff daily. So
Is there sort of like an online portion kind of similar to like what you're working on right now, where you try and jump from point A to point B, not even playing on the track, or is that outside of what you guys are focusing on?
So we thought about it. The reality is that like the magic is in the physical experience of it, because like seeing a car physically jump or wipe out or whatever. If you put that online, the online version of this is nothing special because that's just a single game. So when the magic is so much in the physical surprise. So for example, like the cars lining up, that is one of the most popular elements in the whole game. But in a video game, you never think twice about it. Just of course they line up, right? It's these sort of shows of intelligence that kind of make kind of the magic behind it. And so we focus everything on the physical side, but like at the same time, we're trying to figure out what can we do to encourage people to go and upgrade their cars while they don't have their cars, or kind of look at what communities do and those sort of tracks that we can do as well.
Do you ever consider, let's say I have a kit, my friend has a kit close to the house,
Yes.
we play
Yeah,
remotely?
and synchronizing it.
Yeah.
So a permutation that it would be hard to do it with two simultaneous ones across a distance because the physics is so random. You hit a car, it'll be two cars will collide and you'll get completely different results, right? So you can't ever synchronize it perfectly like you can in a video game. But what we could do is have the game here, and let's say somebody's traveling and they're on the other side of the country on a business trip, they could be playing against their kids, and remotely in a hotel room playing a video game and controlling a physical character remotely in the living room, and competing against their kids, because we have a virtual state inside here that we can ship around and have a video game state for somebody else that just is looking at a virtual version of the attack. So that's an alternative, but we haven't. It's deep in the backlog. Yeah, augmented reality is an interesting one. VR is kind of the opposite extreme where you just ignore the physical and it's all virtual. Augmented reality is interesting because it's about utilizing the physicality but then augmenting it further. And one of the most subtle points that people miss is that like unless you want to do tabletop demos, we have a really simple service. You can't actually do compelling augmented reality without having a really deep understanding of the environment. That's actually a robotics problem. It's the perception side of the robotics problem. And so for something like this, the fact that we know everything that's happening in the game would make for an incredibly compelling augmented reality demo or application, because now you can augment things with true context of what's happening.
Virtually what you want.
Yeah, exactly.
So why don't we take the IP and
We kind of don't need